Hello, hello. I realize it is a little early compared to our normal streams, but I'm up at 8:30. I might as well. Our goal today is to get through Oath of the Gatewatch. If I can, I would like to get all the way up to standard. I have Dragons of Tarkir right in front of me. I have a couple other stacks to the left of me. It would have been behind me, but we moved the recording setup. Which side effect is that has moved the microphone a little bit further away, which is sad, and I can't find another place to put the microphone, though. So that's concerning. At least not another stable place, because we don't have an actual mic stand. We have a table stand. If I put it on the desk in front of me, it'll pick up the vibrations of the computer. We don't want that. A couple small reminders. Everything we do is pretty much just done for fun, but any support we get is done through one of three methods. Either people buying stuff on Teespring, which is kind of going through some spring cleaning right now, not on Teespring's end, on our end, so the only thing really available at the moment are the APG iPhone cases. I want to talk to Red, and I'm going to, because it's easy to talk to Red, about fixing a few things, if they have the access to it, so we can make some cleaner shirts, and we are going to work on some new shirt designs that aren't quite as blatantly obvious that you're just wearing a logo or a character, because those are fun, but it's sometimes really cool to wear just things that be like a stealth fan. So we're working on some stealth fan stuff. Second way we were supported is through Patreon. October Patreon stream is coming up because we are now like delaying Patreon streams by a month, and I'm realizing that we never did September's. Shit. So, wait, did we do some? No, we did June, July, and August because the move got bumped into a super big summer stream. September's is going to be coming up. We lost the Game Boy games in the move. They're somewhere in the house. They're in a box. But the day job can sometimes get to like 50 hours a week. And that gets higher if you include commutes, so it's harder to get things, which sucks. So yeah, that's been an issue as well. But the games that we have access to, we will easily be able to put together and record or stream for the summer stream. And then the third big way is here on Twitch, with both subs and bits. Because I'm going to be honest, if you don't have YouTube Red and you watch us on YouTube, we get like a penny for every 100th video, if we're lucky. And thankfully, we don't make our living off of YouTube, but also, sadly, we don't make our living off of YouTube. Because, like, with that Adpocalypse thing, for us, it dropped from, like, in 2016, from just July to July to December, we made not enough for YouTube to send us money, but if they did, it'd be enough for us to, like, go out to dinner or buy a new game. Not a good new game, like Bargain Bin, but we'd be able to do it. Meanwhile, the entirety of 2017 has been like a fifth of that. And it's a combination of factors. And YouTube's kind of got to get their shit together, which is why we're doing more stuff on Twitch, because Twitch has their shit together. I'm not just saying that because this is live on Twitch. Twitch is making decisions that I think are smarter. But anyway. Side effect of the new job was I bought a bunch of bulk magic cards. We're still sorting them. We have currently sorted 2,458 cards, and we are organizing them and putting them into a big box. The big box is to the left of me. This big box, each row holds a little over 1,000 cards. It says it should hold 5,000. I'm fairly certain it actually holds like 6, just from the size of the things. And we made little dividers to find out which sets are which. And I probably should have put the set symbols on the dividers, but I didn't. Anyway, So I have in front of me a stack of Dragons of Tarkir. Today we're going to be sorting that. We're going to be talking about stuff. I'm a bit more energetic than I am on the last couple streams. Excuse me. My throat's going bad. A little more energetic than I have been. Partially because I am... one, I slept well, which is nice, and two, I have coffee. And sweet, delicious coffee, which shouldn't be sweet because it's bitter. Bitter, delicious coffee is going to help me. Yes. And there's another thing I want to try with this stream, but it's something I forgot to do until now, so I'm not going to try it, because that won't end well at all. Yeah. Basically, I wanted to try to use the music piping system I had found, but I forgot to set that up, so that's on me. Oi! This is not feeling good. Okay, so, Dragons of Tarkir. We have it sorted by colors. I have the stack sorted by colors. We're not putting lands in the box, by the way. Lands go in the lands folder, because, or in the land caddy, and I'm not going to document every single freaking land I have, because that's dumb. I don't need to do that. Alright, we're starting with ancestral statues. We have 1, 2, 3. Really love Magic Assistant. You press the Enter key when you have a thing highlighted, and it gets put in. Custodian of the Trove, we have 2. Great. Keeper of the Lens. A lot of golems in this set. 4. I'm actually going to mess with this a little bit. Oh, Tarkir block, Dragons of Tarkir. Here we go. This way, just we'll have it isolated. Let's see here. Spider Silk Net. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vial of Dragonfire. Now, we have more of these, but Michaela put one in her Dragon's Lair deck. Michaela just made a Canadian Highlander deck, which she is rather proud of, honestly. And honestly, I looked at it. It is an impressive deck. Oh, that's right. Sorry, a couple things are missing off the screen here, which you might notice they're not here at the moment. One is our little goal, which is right there. It's not much, but it's ours, on top of our bar, to say how much we want our goal to be. And our tip jar, which is currently full of cupcakes and gravestones. Cupcakes and Gravestones would be a good name for a metal band album. Alright. So one thing I've been doing, we have, so at my day job, one thing I really love to do, and one of the things I'm doing technically I'm not getting paid for the hours I'm doing this. I'm doing this as an extra thing just because I need something to look forward to there so I don't turn into a bitter old man, even though I'm the youngest person there, besides the kids, is that I need to make sure I have something to look forward to. So, in a very similar fashion to how one of my old jobs that I sadly had to leave for this new job was playing RPGs with kids, I now play Magic with kids on Tuesdays because that was an easier one to get past at this site than Pathfinder was at my old site. The old site Pathfinder was easier to do because it just was, I guess. I don't know. They were able to see, like, oh, this is... Well, on both of them, it's something I'm passionate about. I love RPGs and I love Magic. They're both fun. But On the other one, it was easier to do the role-playing games, potentially because I had people there who had played role-playing games. And the region I live in now, there's more people who, even if they don't play Magic, they've collected baseball cards. So they get the concept. And it's just a weird shift in, like, demographic. I have 3 enduring victories, I counted wrong. So now we're doing Magic, and part of that, I think, is that we are closer to a store that has a stronger Friday Night Magic crowd. Oh, damn it. Decrease the count. Go to Fate Forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway. So yeah, one of the weird things there is that I don't get to play Pathfinder every week, but I get to play Magic every week, which is a little bit less stressful, I'm noticing, and that's probably for the best. So I don't have to plan as much. Sadly, it's not quite as fun to... It's harder to make fun stories off of Magic than it is off of Pathfinder. So, like, old group silliest thing we had was the kid playing a robot fighter, because I am a yes but GM, or a yes and then GM, not a no GM. Unless what you're doing is just straight up wrong, I'm not going to say no. Or I'm going to let your straight up wrong thing go through, but there's going to be consequences. Because that's how I roll. But yeah, so... funniest thing there was the kid playing a robot who tried to punch the blood back into the human rogue, or catfolk rogue, and was concerned because punching was not solving this problem. Punching solved all problems. That 12-year-old had a better concept of how to play D&D than some adults I know. Which is, just have fun. Yes, I realize we're playing Pathfinder, but I think we can all agree at this point that Pathfinder is just as much a member of the D&D family. And a lot of people get angry at me with this one. I think Dungeons & Dragons is not just Dungeons & Dragons, it is also the sibling games, which includes not Fifth Age. Is it Fifth Age? The one, I'm blanking on its name now. The one that's basically 4th edition, the Pathfinder, which is the one that's basically 3rd edition, and Hackmaster, the old version of it, which is basically 2nd edition, and then turned into, oddly, something its own, because it went in an entirely different direction when it updated, which is nice. I'm very happy for that. It very much simplified things. But yeah, so it's a lot easier to teach kids how to play Magic than it is to teach them how to play Dungeons & Dragons, which is nice. And there's a lot less setup for Magic. Downside, that you have to get a lot of cards, but the nice guys over at, what do you call it? Battlegrounds Lancaster, which is the closest game store to me. Unless I want to drive to Bakersfield, which I don't. Because I like staying in my desert. Shit, there's a lot of contradicts. 5, 6, 7, 8. Mind you, I'm saying I like to stay in my desert, and my ultimate goal is to move back to Seattle, so... So I either like to be very dry or very wet, nowhere in between. That's what you should get out of this. But the guys over at Battlegrounds, since they only have Standard for their Friday Night Magic right now, they don't get a lot of call for Modern. There's like me and 2 other guys, and 3 guys a tournament does not make. They gave me all the Modern cards they knew they wouldn't be able to sell, partially because they knew the Modern cards would end up going to another store. and they didn't want to do that. If the opposite end of it was donate it to us, get rid of a bunch of stock they can't sell anyway, make room for new Ixalan stock that's coming in, instead of just throwing it away, now they got a bunch of kids who are learning how to play Magic, and myself and one of the dads are willing to go down there and buy packs for the kids. So, smart business decision on their part, and the kids get to play with new cards and cards that are new to them, which is really nice. It's like a thrift store for Magic cards, because you can't recycle Magic cards. It's the cardstock they're made of is non-recyclable. It has plastic in it. And because the plastic and the paper are mixed together, you can't recycle it. Unless you just, like, shred it and turn it into, like, fluff filler. Because the plastic keeps the ink on it better. Which, great for keeping your cards as cards. Not great for reusability as something else. Other than, you know, making art pieces out of commons you don't need. So, one of the side effects of that is I have a bunch of cards for kids in a box that I'm not even sorting those. Here's how I'm sorting those. I'm sorting them into commons and not commons. I'm going to say uncommons. I'm going to say, like, all rares, all foils, all mythics, all uncommons get sorted into the same pile. Delicious. And then I bought 2 land packs, like bulk lands off of eBay, and I'm making fake boosters for them so I can teach them how to draft and teach them how to do sealed. Because what I would love to eventually do is get these kids to the point where I can take them to F&M, or take them to pre-releases, or take them to Grand Prix, and we can write it off on the school and make it a business trip. And yes, that sounds ridiculous, because it is. But how fun would that be? Like, since I'm realizing there's nobody in the chat right now, of course, when I'm awake, everyone else is asleep. How fun would it be if you as a kid had gotten to go to a field trip to a Magic Grand Prix? That's where my brain is. Like, instead of, oh, now we're going to the cheese factory to see how cheese is made. Yes. Like all other field trips. This would be up there with science camp. Science camp's always the best field trip. Maybe that's just a California thing. 7. And that is one thing I'm looking forward to, is I'm the guy who goes to science camp this year. Not the other teacher, even though I don't get to... Even though I don't really do science. Even though I am very much history and English, and elective, I get to do... Wait a minute. Yeah, that was defeat. Now is duress. Okay. Wait. Yes. I get to science camp. I'm looking forward to that, because that'll be fun. It's a nice kind of fun there. Fun is another thing that I've been thinking about a lot. Why there are a lot of adults who don't think that being able to do things like this should be fun. I'm starting to wonder if it comes down to that weird mentality you have of you grow out of things, which is true of shirts. I don't think it's true of much else. I know that's weird to say, but it's true. Obviously, I haven't grown out of things. I still like trains. I still like video games. I still like Power Rangers. And honestly, somebody has to. And, like, there's some things that you're allowed to not grow out of by standard societal expectations. Why is it that my people in brightly colored outfits running around and doing things on a field, and when they do it right, there's explosions, is not as good as theirs, just because theirs involves a hand egg. Or a small red and white ball and a stick. Because yes, I'm saying baseball and Power Rangers are the exact same goddamn thing. Oh, also, that's the other thing. So I realize since most of our money doesn't come from YouTube, I'm not going to worry too much about the swearing. But that's partially also because I know the people on my channel. We are foul-mouthed when we are talking with each other. Especially when we're angry. Except for Michaela. Michaela only swears when she's super angry. But we're also not, you know, assholes about it. It's like, I'm fairly certain we haven't said any slurs. If we have, I'm sorry. I've tried my best not to do those things. Which, by the way, working with kids in this new area, there are some foul mouths that I am concerned about. Like, yeah. The problem is that it's not like the kid who's always being, well, one of them, it's the kid who's always being rude. But the rest of them, it's like, no, you're normally so nice and helpful, and you just want to have fun, and I respect that. But you can't tell one of your classmates to go suck a dick when you're angry at them. It's just not appropriate in the middle of school. Don't do that thing. Anyway, moving on. Away from work. Let's focus on the future. That makes me feel better. One, hey, we're almost done with Dragons of Tarkir. We're at, like, we're through black. We have red and green left because there's no multicolored commons that we own. Unlike Cons of Tarkir, where we had a lot of those. I will admit, I'm seeing where people are angry about the Tarkir block. Because they went from the cons being wedges to the dragons being pairs. And, like, I think it would have been better if they had kept the pairs opposites. So, like, instead of a Tarka, I want to say a Tarka replaced Teamer, instead of him being red-green and losing blue, if the dragons had been green-blue, red-blue, white-black, white-red, and I guess green-black. I guess green-black stayed the same, doesn't it? Let me look this up. I'm going to look up the, well, first, yeah, I already put in my 4 tomb shells. Okay. So, like, let me look up the Dragon Lords real quick. First off, it's time travel, and time travel sucks. Hate time travel. But double checking here, I'm probably just going to turn myself into an idiot. No, yeah, they kept everything with allied colors. So, like, if they had instead made, say, Dramoka red-white, Ojutai, oh wait, let me see here. Yeah, Ojutai should have stayed red-blue, because he came out of Jeskai. So either red-white or red-blue. Well, actually, red-blue is cunning. If we're looking at endurance, I'd say that's white-black? Yeah. Silumgar being black-blue and being ruthlessness should have been black-green. Kolgon being speed shouldn't have been red-black. He probably should have been red-white. Which does change things a lot for him, but it is what it is. And then Atarka, instead of being red-green, maybe should have been... Yeah, I don't know, actually. That one's difficult. Something with red. I guess if Jeskai's going to be red-blue, and Kolgon's going to be red-white, for a Tarka, that means red has to leave. So it'd be what? Green-blue for savagery? That doesn't make sense. Green-black? Green-black works. But then that leaves Silumgar being ruthlessness. Yeah, okay, it doesn't work entirely. But I'm just saying the dragons should not have been the allied colors. They should have been opponent colors. And if it was opponent colors, I think that would have sold better? Because that's been on my head lately. Looking at this set. He said to no one except for people in the future. Because why not? Yep. So yeah, anyway, we're moving on into the reds. This point is mildly disappointing. Or this set. Compared to Cons. Cons had some really cool art, cool concepts. I do like Dragon Fodder. I'm glad Dragon Fodder's back, but still, one of those things that I think about, like, huh. I'm also thinking, looking at how pairings work, I'm wondering if I should go back into Forge later today, try some more questing, and try it with green-white. The problem with building from limited card pool is that it's a limited card pool. And it's a game where having an unlimited card pool is advantageous. And there's not really like a deck wizard, which would really help if you had some sort of deck wizard to help you build things. And don't worry, I'm totally planning on doing non-magic related things today for our non-magic liking people. Because don't get me wrong, I love magic, but I think we need to do some non-magic and get that going. I also got a couple new games. Not sure. There's one of them. I'm not sure if it's allowed by Twitch's standards. It's not an overly sexual game, but it's like Senran Kagura level. I'm not sure if I can play that. Let's see, list of banned Twitch games. That one I might need to go do as a pre-recorded for YouTube. Okay. So actually I'm going to check this right now. The Sakura games aren't allowed, but Senran Kagura is. And yeah, you know, all of these are actual porn games and Honeycam Studio. Like, I think the only 3 games on here that aren't porn or Honeycam. I don't know what Radiator 2 is. And if I had a game named Radiator 2, I have a feeling it'd be a very different game than that one. Yes. Can't do Porno Studio Tycoon. At all. Or Genital Jousting, but that one makes sense. The Guy game is, like, illegal to own, so that makes sense. What is Radiator 2? It's a free-to-play game. Ah. It's the masturbation simulator. That's right. Okay. So I would just have done, like, you play as a radiator trying to escape a house. Because that's how I am as a person. But yeah, apparently I can totally do Monster Mon piece. So, I will. And it will be fun. I want to do some Monster Mon piece. It's something my friend Nicole suggested. And something I'm certain she would like to see me play. And I want to make her feel better. Because she's having a shit time. That's all I'm going to say about that. I never realized Tormenting Voice as a cycling card. That might be helpful. Also, I like that the art is Ugin going insane because Bolus is talking to him. Also, I can't wait till we have a different villain than Bolus. Don't get me wrong, I realize why Bolus is a good villain. I guess I shouldn't complain because Mishra was the villain for so long. But still, there's that level of like, I'm just tired of Bolus. Can I get somebody not connected to Bolus, please? Thank you. We're in green. We're in green. We are almost through. Finishing Dragons of Tarkir. I really should figure out that music system because it would at least help with making things a bit more interesting for all y'all when it comes to watching me do games with no music. Because, like, that's not an issue you run into with, say, on Craft Me or Zelda. Two very different games there. Or even Minecraft, because Minecraft's supposed to be, like, an atmospheric experience. But something like Magic Set Editor, yeah. Yeah, that'll get to you. I'm also considering other things we need to start doing. I need to start doing fortune cookie streams. I need to stop beating myself up so much when I don't get to do a stream on time. Because that's fine, but I also need to make a schedule to make sure Red and I aren't stepping on each other's toes. Because when Red moves up here, that'll be easier because they'll just be using our reporting office to do art streams. But until then, we will have to deal with Red being 200 miles away and trying to keep in touch through seeing, oh, can I be on Twitch right now? Nobody is on Twitch right now. Let me send a message. And it's like, it's difficult. If we have a schedule, especially when we can put up with a board, then... One second, how many revealing wins do I have? I have 6 revealing wins. Anyway, at that point we'll be able to go, oh, well, I can't stream right now because it's not my time. And then we can have streams while I'm at the day job. Which, for some of you who watch these while you're at work, that would be helpful. I do not have that luxury. Please, use that luxury for me. Also, I feel dumb that Morph made no sense to me for so long. And Megamorph. God damn it. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Yeah. I am a tired man right now. That's not true. I am slowly coming into reality. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I haven't taken my morning pills. That might be why I'm so out of it, is my brain is not filled with the chemicals it needs. And is probably flooding itself with serotonin. So after I finish green, which is right now, I am going to abscond for a moment. If you wish to entertain yourselves while I am gone, here, I will put the jar up. Make the jar big. Anything that falls in the jar will be wonderful. Yep. In fact, something I'm going to do just so y'all can see. We're going to hit OK. Nope. Maybe. Reload my jar. There we go. There, now things get to fall back into the jar. Perfect. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. Okay, so had to go take some pills. Had to go fix up breakfast. And now to put these into the big box of commons physically, not just digitally. We're going to leave a little bit of extra room there in the big box of commons because we want to make sure there's room, because there's a few cards that escaped and we want to make sure that they get into the box properly. So we will take care of that. There we go. Of course, if you want to use this program, it is called Magic Assistant. It is amazing. It is free. Works on Windows and Macintosh, and I believe Linux, but I'm not 100% certain on that last one. Super duper useful. Totally do it. Alright, next up is a small set. Yep. Which is Dual Decks, Zendikar versus Eldrazi. Should be right here. Great. And we need to sort these. Black, red, black, red, colorless. By the way, we're going by color identity for colors, not necessarily devoid or not. I'm counting devoid cards as still their color for sorting purposes. Because you would still need that color mana to summon them anyway. So I guess having a manolith or two would basically solve that for you. Also, I'm stirring at the bottom of the coffee, because the problem with cold brew is that the sugar doesn't dissolve all the way. The last swig is like grit. The problem with cold brew from like 4 days ago is it's old. Ugh. But I didn't quite want to make new coffee today. Okay. Let's get all the white cards. I do like this caravan escort. Fairly certain it's a trap, but it's a 1/1 for 1, which by itself is already pretty fun. And then you can pay 2 to make it stronger on your next turn. And like, that means at the end of the game you can pull them out for like, pull them out for 1, level them up for another, what would it be, 10. You have a 5/5 with first strike. Not the best, but when you're at the end of the game you have like nothing to do with your mana. Could be fun. Oh, and of course this would not be popping up there because this is a dual deck, and it is this dual deck, and there we go. Knight of Cliffhaven, same deal, except he's a bear. It's kind of nice as a bear, but it's harder to get him up where you want him to be. But turn 2 bear, turn 3 flying hate bear, turn 4, turn 5. If he lasts to turn 6, you can get him into a 4/4 hate bear with vigilance. Or I don't think a bear is a 4. At that point, you don't have a bear. But still, you get the idea. Double bear. Twice the bear. So yeah, the dual decks Zendikar were in one of those Walmart boxes, so we grabbed that. Realized that we didn't do artifacts first is what we should have done. Also, Ulamog's Crusher is a screw you card if I ever saw one. I really want to make a red-green ramp deck and put him in there just to see what happens. Well, I think what happens is you win. You know what I mean. There we go. Now we're down to black. Because there are no white or blue cards in this set. I do like the Heartsabber Mosquito has Kicker. Kicker is a fun mechanic. Pay more to make him stronger. I mean, it is exactly what you expect it to be. It's a, oh no, how do we make this card worthwhile later in the game? I think Kicker is the answer to that. At least one answer to it. Well, is it just me, or does all the Zendikar stuff kind of come off as like... Alright, so like, hear me out. It's a weird combination of like Ravenholm and the Tremors prequel, as well as some of the old Conan stuff. Because, like, I don't know, I would totally be down for, like, Conan Tremors. I think that's a great idea. And I wonder why Universal hasn't jumped on this yet. Actually, is Tremors Universal? Tremors might not be Universal. That might explain this. Yeah, that's one of the side things, though. When you get these decks from the Walmart packs, the mythics are missing. Yeah, it's not nice. Same thing as, like, one of the ones we got had the Chandra deck in it, and there was no Chandra to go with it, which is okay. The Chandra Planeswalker that came with that deck is terrible. But still, it's like, hey, I realize I'm buying these at a discount, but that discount shouldn't just be, here's a bunch of shit cards and a land base. Especially for 30 bucks. I think these are actually at Target, not at Walmart. Now that I'm thinking about it, this one's one of the Target sets. The Walmart set I gave to my nephew for his birthday, because it had a Dragons of Tarkir deck and a couple packs from that block. Oh, and a pack of Shadows. And here we go, Battle for Zendikar. Here we go. There goes the clip that was holding everything together. Oh well. Let's go up here to Battle for Zendikar. We want this in the Zendikar block. Or would it not be Zendikar block? Would it be... Battle for Zendikar block? I don't know. We're going to start sorting these by color to make this easier for me in the future, because future me would appreciate that. I know future me. He likes it when things are easy. Yep. Yeah, so now I'm just kind of chilling and sorting, because this deck was not fully sorted by color. partially sorted by color, which is making this much easier than I thought it would be. Because I think that's all the colorless cards. Again, except for devoids, because I'm counting devoids as their color identity, not as their actual color. Because if you need a swamp, you're a black card. I don't care what the rules say, that's where I'm putting you. In game, you can count as a clear card all you want. Ooh. Bloop, 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 bloop. Can't wait till we get a color printer. It's a weird thing to look forward to, but with those kids I teach Magic to, I'd really like to make them some custom tokens for prizes. And that would be a good way to do it. Custom two-face tokens printed on cardstock that we can cut out and then put in a sleeve, or just have it as it is, glossy, and give that away as a prize. Because tokens can just be tokens. That's the nice part about tokens. They're just tokens. Because apparently most of this was sorted by color. There was just a couple cards at the top that weren't. So that's helpful. Okay. Now to take the colorless cards and put them alphabetically. We have a lot of copies of Scour from Existence. So does that box that we got from for the kids. So many Hedron blades, so many Scour from Existences, and that's not a bad thing, but it's kind of funny watching them play because it looks like I'm looking at Standard from 3 years ago. Like right here, I myself have 7 Eldrazi Devastators. Expansion, Battle for Zendikar block. Here we go. It's like, it's not a bad card. 8 mana for an 8/9 with trample. It's about the same level of value you get for a bear, just at a higher cost. 7, 8, 9. There we go. And now also some of these cards that we do have are not in the big box of commons because they are in the cube. Which, once we get a better camera setup, which might be months from now, which is sad to say, I would love to do a cube draft and put it up on camera. Because, I don't know, I think that'd be nice. I think it'd be fun to do. Have a cool cube draft. But, yeah, that's just me. I mean, it seems to work for people who like loading ready run. I think people who enjoy Magic would enjoy that. But again, maybe that's just me. And yeah, there's part of me that's like going, oh my god, we're sorting and I'm not talking about anything, and but oh well. If you're watching this, you like watching me sort. If you're not watching this, then you'll never know. You'll come back on another day when we do something like, Monster Monpiece, or Senran Kagura, or Minecraft, or Zelda, or something. There are other videos for those people. This is, I have to do this anyway. I might as well make it useful. Yep. And also, we should be having another D&D stream soon. I would like to get another D&D stream in soon. Because, after all, those are a lot of fun to do. And these guys still need to find that wizard. By these guys, I mean Red and Skippy and Michaela. And I have like a thing in my throat right now that's making me have like this weird tinny noise in my actual throat, and I don't know what's happening. It's a little confusing, honestly. White cards are almost ready. Here we go. Let's put in some white cards. Yep. It's like watching a programming stream, but with no programming. So that's exactly what's going on here. It's just a bunch of sorting and typing. I was supposed to do this last night. I really should have done this last night, but I was exhausted after Overwatch. After doing... Actually, I did okay in Junkenstein's Revenge, I think. My group didn't, but I did okay. And actually, even with that, my group did do alright. They got to, what was it, bonus wave 5 before the door broke? So we got through the 12 waves that we needed to get through. So yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine. I wish Landfall had come back with Ixalan. It didn't. It'd be nice if it did, but it didn't. But then I guess that would confuse people with the whole transforming the lands thing. I don't know. But hey, with every set we go forward, we get closer and closer to Ixalan. And when Ixalan is in here, we'll be done, which will be great. So white cards are done. Really great. And then we will have, what is that other one? We will have the thing. We will do the other games. That's what I'm saying. So white cards are done. We are now I'm now sorting the blue cards by hand. It looks like there won't be a lot of leftover cards out of order for me to fix. I said too soon. Crap. Okay. Let's see here. Do I have any A's? I got a B. I got a C. Got another C. Great. As I sort through things real fast and put cards where they're supposed to go. That's what I do. Yeah, I really should actually go through and watch the new Voltron, and I have not done that yet. Be a smart choice. Smart choice, but we haven't done that. I know Michaela wants to. I know Red already has. He's just loving it. Okay, Blue's ready. I do like these ingest cards. There we go. Oh man, we're almost to 3,000 cards. I might have more commons than I have Steam games. That is weird. Yep. Remember, kids, it's not hoarding if you can fit it all in one small box. Boop. Now, Rush of Ice is fun because you can also make a manland with it. It's fun to bring out the manlands. I think one of the kids has a manland now. Big problem the kids are having is they want to build multicolor decks, but they don't have multicolored mana bases, except for one whose dad went out and bought her a fat pack. Oh. So like that one kid is doing really well with a Mardu deck, but her dad's an old school before Shards of Alara player. So he's like, 3 colors? That's ridiculous. You can't ever make 3 colors work. It's like, I don't know, man. Your daughter's kind of dominating when it comes to winning. So maybe she can. Like, I want to get these kids to the point where they can actually go to tournaments. Or at least Friday Night Magic. Because... one, and this is something I always think of with hobbies, we don't need gatekeepers, he said, sounding like a gatekeeper, but we don't need people who are going to say, no, you're not allowed to be here. Again, it sounds contradictory, but the biggest issue with it is that if you don't allow new people into your hobby, new non-toxic people, I should say, but what is considered toxic is a sliding scale, and some people would consider me toxic, so screw it. If you don't let new people in, if you don't let new people try, if you don't show people how to play, then your game is going to die. There's no getting around that. And if your hobby dies, you will be sad. So you have to wonder what will make you more sad, seeing people who are not like you playing it, or seeing the hobby die. And I'm of the mentality that everyone should enjoy things, so maybe stop being a jerk and let people enjoy things. But if the way you're enjoying something is throwing somebody out of it, you need to slow your roll. It's like dudes who think, oh, well, and this is not every dude. I know it's not every dude. If you think it's not you, it's probably not you. But there are dudes who go like, oh, well, we don't need women reading comics or new people reading comics. If you weren't reading comics since you were 8, you don't get to. Screw you. People can read comics. Not everybody is given the same circumstances of birth as your own. Which I want to say is like, I'm paraphrasing the beginning of, I want to say, The Great Gatsby. I'll double check that. Great Gatsby opening line. Go. First line of analysis from study.com. Oh, wait. 30 great opening lines in literature. Here we go. Start with the Great Gatsby of... In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. Yeah, that's about right. It's about right. Let's see what else we have here. We have 30 great lines in literature, as I sort through the rest of these black cards. Pride and Prejudice, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. That was very sarcastic when you wrote that, Jane Austen, and you know it. Anna Karenina, all happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Yeah, I'd agree with that one. I think Tolstoy's up to something there. Of course, Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens. It was the best times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness, it was the epic of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity, it was the season of light, it was the season of darkness, it was spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven, we were all going direct the other way. It's always everywhere, at all times. If you ever wonder why things stick with people, mind you, I've heard that opening line so many times, that's why I tried to get through it so fast. 1984, it was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. Quick way of showing that people are being controlled, make things not make sense. Let's see here, The Bell Jar. It was a queer, sultry summer, the summer they electrocuted the Rosenbergs, and I didn't know what I was doing in New York. I've never actually read The Bell Jar, so that one is lost on me. Probably should read The Bell Jar one of these days. Probably. You don't know about me without... You have read a book by the name of The Adventure of Tom Sawyer, but that ain't no matter. That book was made by a Mr. Mark Twain, and he told the truth, mainly. Yeah, because Huckleberry Finn was in Tom Sawyer. Catcher in the Rye I've read, and I'm not super fond of that book. That's more just because the main character's super whiny. If you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born, and what my lousy childhood was like, and how my parents were occupied, and all that before they had me, and all that Dave Copperfield kind of crap, but I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. See, just a very whiny narrator. That's all it is. Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys? Jean Rhys. I don't know how she pronounced her name. They say when trouble comes close ranks, so... They say when trouble comes close ranks, and so the white people did. Great Gatsby, we already did. Yeah, I'm reading this off a Telegraph. Probably not the most interesting thing to do while alphabetizing cards, but it does it for me. The Go-Between. The past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. Yep, I'll agree with that one. Metamorphosis by Kafka. My uncle's favorite book, my Uncle Jim, and I think he's insane, because Kafka is nuts. Nobody's favorite should ever be Kafka. That is a quote from me that you can put on a shirt and sell it. Don't do that. I need the money. Now, Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. As Gregor Samsa awoke one morning from uneasy dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into a monstrous vermin. Hello, surrealism, my old friend. I've come to babble incoherently with you again. Call me Ishmael. Yes, we know that's a great opening line, but you're not giving the full context with that one. Let's hear from Murphy by Samuel Beckett. The sun shone, having no alternative. On the nothing new, it has an alternative of going black. And we don't want that. That is a bad alternative. Let's see here. It was love at first time. At first sight. The first time Usurian saw the chaplain, he felt madly in love with him. Catch-22. I do like that book. Partially because it is a much better way of showing PTSD than Catcher in the Rye, but that might just be me. Miss Brooke had that kind of beauty which seems to be thrown into relief by poor dress. Oh, I'm sad. Curse you, George Eliot. All children except one grow up. Yeah, and the one who doesn't is a freaking murderer. Told that to my students yesterday, and now they all want to go read Peter Pan. So, mission accomplished. Ha 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 ha. Henry James, Portrait of a Lady. We have, under certain circumstances, there are a few hours in life more agreeable than the hour dedicated to the ceremony known as afternoon tea. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Afternoon tea's pretty fun. Why is Lolita a great opening line? It is. I mean, it's great for. I'm not gonna read that one, but it's great for pointing out how horrible the protagonist is. Lolita and Breaking Bad suffer from the same problem. People don't understand that you're supposed to hate the main character. If you went through Breaking Bad thinking, "Oh man, Walter White's so cool, I want to be just like him," you got the wrong message out of Breaking Bad. And if you went through Lolita thinking, "Oh man, I totally want to be like the fucking main character there, his name is escaping me," then yeah, you missed what Nabokov was trying to do. But that might actually be a ding on Nabokov for not pulling it off properly. Then we have Love in the Time of Cholera, which is also the topic of one of my favorite Steve Martin bits. It was inevitable. The scent of bitter almonds always reminded him of the fate of unrequited love. Bitter almonds is the smell of arsenic, by the way. So, that's probably why it would remind you of that. Here we go. One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. They're out there, black boys in white suits up before me to commit sex acts in the hall and get it mopped up before I can catch them. Yeah, not the strongest opening line. Honestly, it creates a very different mentality than what the book is actually about. Just it seems more like racism than faking insanity. And it's one of those instances where the book definitely does a better job than the movie does a better job than the book. I said that backwards. Because that can happen. I don't care what people tell you, that the book's always better. The book is not always better. Goodbye to Berlin. I am a camera with its shutter open, quite passive, recording, not thinking. Yeah, it gives you a good idea of the main character there, I would assume. Never read that one. Sinclair Lewis, Elmer Gantry, here we go. Elmer Gantry was drunk. He was eloquently drunk, lovingly and pugnaciously drunk. I mean, if you're going to introduce a character, that's how you do it. Telling us how freaking drunk he is. Yep. He still said to nobody. A confederacy of dunces, a green hunting cap squeezed the top of a fleshy balloon of a head. Yep, that'll do it. That sure is an opening line right there. Let's see here. Red Badge of Courage. The cold passed reluctantly from the earth, and the retiring fogs revealed an army stretched out on the hills, resting. Yeah, I mean, if you're at war, you gotta rest sometime. I wish somebody would tell the generals that. It was the day my grandmother exploded. You know what? I want to read this book. That starts off strong. Jude the Obscure. The schoolmaster was leaving the village and everyone seemed sorry. Yep, I'd agree with that. There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. That's Jane Eyre. It's always Jane Eyre. How many times are they going to remake Jane Eyre? Is it Jane Eyre? Somebody help me. Is it Jane Eyre or Jane Eyre? He said to no one. Once again. Because that's what happens in streams at 9 in the morning, or almost 10 in the morning. Wake up, people. Wake up, sheeple. It's morning time. You should be awake. Should be an alarm clock that just yells out, wake up, sheeple. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. With 3 more of these great opening lines. The stranger, mother died today, or maybe yesterday, I can't be sure. Old man of the sea. He was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream and had gone 84 days now without taking a fish. That's sad. Poor man needs fish. Give the man fish. Let him feed for day. That's the thing. They say if you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. That's assuming there's still fish. That's assuming nobody took all the fish. If there's no fish, you no eat. It's sad. It's a sad thing. And then finally, Slaughterhouse 5. All this happened more or less. Yeah, that's a good line. I'll give you that one. Let's see here. I'm going to reload my chat because sometimes you need to do that. Oh, we also definitely needed to reload the bits. Though gold is a very different story than bits right now on our leaderboards. Yep. Turned into a yep Martian. Here we go. Time to get to black cards. Altar's Reap. Very good. Popping the chat back out so people can say hi. Hour and 20 minutes of me babbling incoherently while sorting cards. Why not? It turns into a point where you're wondering, are you just enjoying the sound of your own voice? Because I don't enjoy the sound of my own voice. I think it's a very weird voice. But here we are. I'm just trying to fill the dead air, which there's a lot of with our show. It's a bit of an issue. But it is what it is. Nearly done with Battle for Zendikar. We're done with black. Let's move on to red. do like these belligerent whiptails. They're kind of fun. After this set, I'm probably going to run off to the fridge real quick. I have a shake that I made earlier. I like a good shake, like a diet shake. It's a Soylent shake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Which I'm going to drink because that's my breakfast. It's not the best breakfast, but it's my breakfast. It's probably going to wreck me later, honestly. But it's one of those technically healthy things. I mean, it's made of plants, it's just they've been dehydrated and then rehydrated. So, I mean, totally counts. Then I add some chia seeds, because I do that. Some sugar, because God knows it needs it. It's going to be just a horrible, thick slime that, for some reason, I keep putting into my body, because it doesn't require a lot of energy. I mean, I guess I gotta put it in the fridge. That requires energy. It doesn't require a lot of my energy. That's the important part there. I spice it up a little. Add some nutmeg and cinnamon. Make it a bit more tasty. By the way, we have one of these blister pods in the cube, and they are fun. Ooh. There we go, Eyeless Watcher. A couple of giant mantises. Nearly done with Battle for Zendikar. It's so close. There we are. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that. Like, this is going to be their first timed tournament. It's going to be weird for them. Alright, that's Battle for Zendikar. Thank goodness. We are getting somewhere today. All this sorting getting done. Clearing off my card table finally so I can actually play cards again. My goodness, I can't wait for that. we've been using the desk we use as a coffee table, which on its own is also a little sad to say out loud, admittedly. Yep. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Yep. Itchy nose. A small bit of a rest. So I stretch out my legs and my arms and my neck. So it's here. We have Commander and then Oath. And then that'll be it for the day's stream for sorting. So I stretch out my jaw. Okay. I'm stretched. I'm gonna go get my drink. I'll be back in just a moment. I do see there's somebody in chat. Hello, one missing chat person, as I checked before I ran off. If you want to check out this program, it's called Magic Assistant. It's very, very helpful. And, yeah, pretty great. Thanks for popping in. And I'm back with my horrible low effort breakfast. Yep. It's all gritty and powdery and lightly green. Yep. Just, ugh. Ugh, 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 ugh. Horrible. Why do I eat this? Anyway, just sorting through my Magic Collection, as you do. And of course, if you're over here, you like watching people sort through cards. So good for you. You found a good stream. After this, I'll probably go back to playing Forge or Magic Online once we're all done. But for the moment, just sorting Magic cards. Now we're in Commander 2015. And let's see here. I don't have many Commander cards. Does Commander count as core? No. Counts as a starter. Aha. Okay. And we have Cage of Hands. And Core Sanctifiers. So all we're doing is sorting commons. I gotta scroll all the way to the bottom to get a Goblin Electromancer. And there's a reason a lot of our Commander cards aren't in the big box commons. That is because they're in the cube. Because when you gotta find 360 cards fitting a certain formula, Commander's a good place to look. Come on, Oath of the Gatewatch, don't do this. There we are. Back to expansions. Back to Battle for Zendikar block. Now time to sort these cards, because they are all out of order. Blue, red, white, blue, green. So, for the folks in the chat, so I don't know exactly how many there are of you, I'm guessing like 2 or 1. Because this is not the most exciting stream in the history of streams. How did you feel about the Battle for Zendikar block? Any particularly fond memories? Anything you really enjoyed? Feel free to speak up. I enjoy streams. Streams are like a nice conversation with somebody who's not there. Because, man, this is a big stack. I think it's a little bit smaller than Battle for Zendikar was, but then again, this will be our 3rd full expansion I'm sorting commons out of. I don't own every common, but a lot of people want to get rid of their commons. And I bought way too many of these off of eBay to make that cube work, because I did not realize how much cheaper it might end up being to just go to Card Kingdom. But on the plus side, I have a cool cube now that can be used for any of the shards or any of the wedges fairly easily. In fact, I want to say it's the best thing I've made in a cube draft with it so far. There's a really cool Naya deck that I just got to totally wail on red with, but Mikella, in her infinite wisdom, went Bant. And with her Bant deck, it just turned into, and nothing happens, and nothing happens, and nothing happens, and nothing happens, because anything that Red was giving me to, Red the color, not Red the person on our channel, that Red was giving me to bump up my aggression, Blue was giving her to shut it down. And, I mean, I eventually won, but it took forever. We were on, like, turn 19 before anybody lost life. Everything just went so freaking slow. Oh my goodness. Just, oh my goodness. It's one of those things where you look at it and go like, how does this happen? How does any game get to the point where this is a riveting duel? Yeah, just a small reminder. If you want to keep seeing weird Magic programs and things outside the normal purview of MTGO or just live playing, though we do that too, make sure you hit that follow button. It'll let you know when we go live, and especially when it is Magic stuff. Just been a lot lately. Doing a lot of Magic. I don't actually wonder if we should dial back the Magic, but I'm enjoying it, so screw it. We'll do more Magic. As for what the foul concoction I'm drinking is, it is a scoop of plain Soylent, a scoop of Go Green muscle building powder from Costco. I'm using the muscle builder scoop because it's a little smaller, and that helps with mixing them. A scoop of chia seeds, dash of cinnamon, dash of nutmeg, and some sugar, which I know is kind of defeating the purpose of protein shakes, but it needs it. It just needs it for flavor. And it's truly awful. Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Probably because it is a low-effort breakfast that is relatively healthy. Great job, Red. Looking in the chat, Red just passed the practice test to get their first credential. Good job. When you go and take the actual test, you're just gonna blow through that. I know you got this. And now, here's something that gets even more confusing, is I found a new Tumblr blog to follow, because I like going on Tumblr still for some reason. You have to do it in short bursts. And I found a magic blog all about magic. It's like, great, person who also likes magic, let's hang out with more people in my fandom. This person's name is also Red. It's like, darn it. This will get confusing. It was already bad enough that I already know another Red on top of this. Oh, your test is on Monday. Good luck. Good freaking luck. Then you can start subbing, and then that will help. And then everything will be great for a while. We will eventually get to the point. It's you again? Well, because we got, like, other people's names in the chat. What I'm talking about is on Tumblr. There is a person whose name is Red as well. Lady Red-haired. So I guess they're Lady Red. But still, you get the idea. That's what I was talking about with the other Red, not another New Age Frankenstein. Another person who goes by the name of Red when people message them. Yeah, that's what I meant will be confusing. I know your account names. I know when it's you. This is clearly not you. So, sorry there's not much happening on the screen right now, because I am physically sorting the cards first, so that they are in alphabetical. Yeah, like, I knew that one is you. Damn it, chia seeds, stop making everything so chunky. Why do I add you to things? Ugh. Yeah, you are only using 3 names. There's your main one, there's your Twitch one, and there's the one you do RPs on. Which, by the way, I got very confused for a minute, because I didn't realize one of the blogs I had followed looking for new magic blogs was an RP blog of Jace Bellerin. And so when I run into it again, I'm looking at it going like, wait, is that Red? Is Red playing Jace now? I had to realize, no, you aren't. You are not role-playing Jace. But I do think you could do a very good Vraska. Especially because, oh god, I can tell fucking heartbreak is about to set in the Ixalan story. Oh my goodness. Like... And like, yeah, there's a bunch of shippers on Tumblr looking at it. because they're looking at it as, oh, well, then Liliana's going to come back, and she's going to be so mad that Vraska's hitting on Jace, and then she's just going to kill Vraska. And it's like, I don't know. And I'm kind of torn, because, like, I'm really liking Vraska. Vraska seems to be the opposite of a Black Planeswalker compared to Liliana. Liliana's mean streak, she just has no ability to shut off. Then you get to Vraska's mean streak, and it's like, hers was a survival instinct. And she is very quickly trying to find a way to stop being a murderer and instead become a team mom. And it's like, well, now I want her to do the opposite of Liliana. I want her to, because she also has green to balance her out, and green is growth. And it's like, I want to see Vraska fall in love with Jace, which is already happening, then betray Nicol Bolas when she finds out he's the one who hurt Jace, even though she had been planning to hurt Jace for years. The way that their relationship has grown over the last couple stories has made me go like, oh no, no, honey, no, no. There's two Lilianas. I know. I'm sorry. Talking about Liliana Vess, the black former member of the Gatewatch. Can we get more Shale? Because, like, maybe it's just my love of unemotional characters or my love of golems, but, like, oh my god, what I would not do for some fan art of, like, Shale and Karn looking at their own groups of humans running around like idiots and going, fucking organics. Because, mind you, the two of them lived with humans and have some human soul to them anyway. But that would be a lot of fun. Okay, let's crack ship this now. Karn and Shale, let's go. Greatest artificial planeswalker and a dwarven golem as a couple. Let's make it amazing. But yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed that mental image there, Red. Because now I'm fairly certain at least you have also been firmly pulled into the MTG. I've not finished the Golems of Amgarak DLC, and I've actually been wanting to talk to you about that. But first, before I get off topic onto Dragon Age, what I would like to say is I'm fairly certain Red and I are both now firmly in the MTG fandom. Especially now that, like, oh god, the lore is getting good. I'm totally here for lore now. And I have a feeling Red's the same way, from how some of the reactions Red's been having to trying to find lore. And, like, oh my goodness, just some of the stuff in there, like, if you read the Ixalan stories they've been putting out, you are going to have feels, and it's weird saying this as a grown-ass man, you're going to have feels about a Gorgon woman and the man she used to hate. And, like, I am really starting to think about it, going like, no, Jace, no, this is the opposite of Liliana. Stay with the snake lady. Stay with the sneaky snack. The sneaky snack is your friend, and could be your girlfriend. Please love the snack. Don't go back to Zombie Lady. And I can tell they're gonna send him back to Zombie Lady, and I'm gonna be no. because that means Vraska's gonna have heartbreak, and I'm gonna be, no! Nobody wants that. No, nobody wants me to be sad about Vraska, because that's gonna last a while. I'm also mildly angry because I have Watley physically and as a card, and I have Vraska digitally as a card. It's like, I want a physical Vraska. Can I get a physical Vraska? I want a physical Vraska. Yep. Also, for the tournaments for the kids at work, I've been planning, like, I have a couple packs put aside to give to them if they win. And so we're doing Shadows over Innistrad packs for Halloween because thematically appropriate, and some Amonkhet because mummies, and mummies are also thematically appropriate. But, like, next month is Thanksgiving because we're American and not Canadian, unlike everyone else's favorite Magic the Gathering streamers. So, like, I want to give them Ixalan, because Ixalan is totally thematically appropriate for Thanksgiving, because it's the story of a bunch of Europeans coming in and fucking shit up and not being able to survive. I mean, that's the point of Ixalan, isn't it? It's the Thanksgiving story, but the Spanish one? No? Am I misreading Ixalan? I think I'm misreading Ixalan. Anyway. Yeah, so, Dragon Age. Red's favorite topic, last I checked. I think it's still your favorite topic. I'm still fairly certain Dragon Age is to you what Transformers and Kamen Rider are to me. And to an extent, we can both complain about stupid gay robots. No, I am not buying cards for the kids again instead of furniture for the house. I already bought the cards. Some of them were donations. Some of them were cards I already had. But not ones from the prize box, because I'm not doing that to us. Alright, yes, I am buying some cards for us instead of furniture for the house. That's because cards are cheaper than furniture. Now, the other side of that, though, is I will be getting furniture soon, as somebody just got rid of their old dining room table and has promised to give it to me. I just have to wait for them to bring it up to me. So I shall wait, and I will soon have a dining room table. Then the coffee table is kind of just the last thing. It's not the most important thing. A coffee table. Dining room was much more important to me. Even though I don't eat in the dining room, it'd be nice to pull people over there. You got a bookcase for $10? Is it the bookcase right there that you brought over? 'Cause now I'm confused. Anyway. Okay, so that's very impressive. Thank you. Now we're in Oath of the Gatewatch. As I continue to drink this horrible, thick, chunky, gritty slime. What is wrong with me? For some reason, a reason I'm not 100% certain of, this program references the German Oath of the Gatewatch wastes separately from the American ones? It's like, okay, waste. Odnis. The fuck? What is going on? Why German lands? So, the, yes, Golems of Amgarak. So actually, this is about Dragon Age in general. I've been wanting to actually finish Dragon Age. We started Dragon Age on the PlayStation months ago. I thought Germans generally segregated themselves. That's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, in the chat, Red just said you got to segregate those Germans. Anyway, so something I am considering is I would like to get some more video game streams out of Red once Red is local. I think perhaps the best way to do that is to... How many did I just pull out? 8. I'm thinking the best way to do that is to just put Red in front of the entire Dragon Age series and just for like 2 hours a week play Dragon Age. Go through the whole goddamn thing. And then when we're done with Dragon Age, we move on to Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect, go through the whole thing. I have a feeling Red will be fine with this. I have a hunch. Red has no issue playing Dragon Age 2 hours at a time each week. See, even in the chat, only 2 hours. That's not enough time for Dragon Age. Maybe you could do a little bit more. Maybe you could... Like, if there's nothing else planned and that's the last stream of the night, go beyond that. Assuming we don't need that computer for something else. Of course. But I'm thinking that way we can actually get entire games done. Skyrim's also good. The issue is, I think, between the two of us, we have very different styles of Skyrim. Because I am very much a PC Skyrim player in that I mod the shit out of it. Not with the most ridiculous mods, but the ones that I think would be cool. So, like, I'm totally fine putting not lightsabers in Skyrim, but making the dragons and the Thomas the Tank Engine's too far. Yeah, Red does not mod things. Red goes 100% pure. Pure flake Colombian cocaine. No, wait, that's not correct. 100% pure games. The purest of games. Whereas me, I like to play with my sandbox. I sometimes break the sandbox and the sand spills everywhere, and the cat gets in and shits in the sand. But then we just clear up the sand, we fix the walls, and everything's fine. You know what the saddest part is? That was not a analogy that got away from me. That's very much what happens when you mod. The biggest issue with modding, though, is, like, how many good mods have, like, overly sexual themes to them. And so you have to, like, sort through it. Like, okay, I want this body model because that brings more variety to my wasteland in Fallout, but I need to find the one clothing mod that is not pasties. Or even worse, the one version of the mod where you can turn the underwear back on with just a click, so that I don't, like, have dicks flopping around when I am stealing people's clothing. Because we would get banned from Twitch so fast. And we don't need that. We need to make sure that if that is going on, it is not on the screen you're looking at for reasons. Until Pornhub starts letting you stream video games. Which technically, now that I'm considering it, like, aren't technically porn sites the first streaming sites because they had cam girls? And to a lesser extent, Cam Boys. Is Rex okay? Oh, I misread that. Is your mom okay? Well, also, is Rex okay? I am also concerned for Rex. Ugh. Like I'm actually concerned looking at the chat, like what is going on there. Oh, and a reminder, if you're on a PC or desktop, if you scroll over the video, you have a little thing you can play games on our stream with. Let's hear. She got mad when she took him for a walk because he tugged too hard after going after another dog. He does that. And she fell and got this scrape bump on her leg. She twisted her ankle. She's fine. But also Rex is fine. He's being a butt. He's Rex. That is understandable. Here we go. Ew, my breakfast shake is making gluggy noises. There are hentai sound effects coming out of my breakfast. She keeps trying to get you to touch the bump on her leg. You're like, no. There was blood. How does she not know that touching is the worst thing possible? Okay, I mean, I'm fairly certain your mom doesn't have any bloodborne diseases, so you'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about that. Oh, right, you're hemophobic. You don't like blood at all. Joke out in the last 2 weeks, I have seen more bodily fluids of the kids at work than I care to. Partially because one kid, who is very, very nice, number 26 in Group A, that's as much as you're getting out of them for names, got a horrible nosebleed. And number 27 in Group B threw up everywhere and ruined the other room that they go to. And because everything is such low budget with us at the day job, they have not been able to get a carpet cleaner for a week. Like, I think they may have finally gotten one on Friday. God, I hope so. Because you do not want to be in a room that the only thing stopping it is the air freshening sawdust that smells like Hawaiian Punch. And it has been baking in the sun because the rooms do not have automatic air conditioning. They have the kind that shuts off after 90 minutes. And it's just the worst. It's the worst. So you get to do face painting, and I got to time them running a mile, which is not as fun. Except for, like, the two who actually did really, really good, because they were just so happy with themselves all day, which was kind of nice. Yeah, of course they're squirming and twitching. The brush tickles. So yes, I'm going to try to stream Monster Monpiece after this, because why not do more card games? I also got some free cards for, what was it? The Elder Scrolls card game, Legends. Because more card games. every game I've been playing lately is a card game, except for Fortnite, which also has cards in it, which is annoying. God, I love the Wayne Reynolds art on some of these. Kids are ticklish everywhere. Their nerve endings have evolved to make them super sensitive to all the things, because that's how they will avoid danger and live to be adults. Okay, so we will discuss that in the back-end chat later, Red. But there will be time. I assure you. Damn it. Because I do want you guys up here, and I miss Yvonne desperately. And we have streams to do. I do have, thankfully, I get national holidays off, so that's helpful. And I heard you had done that, Red. I'm very happy, because that helped get a couple of things taken care of. So, something I don't know if it's been mentioned on the channel yet. Evil Step-Grandma, right before the move, passed away. And not in a very dignified manner. Yvonne, McKella, and I had gone out to get pancake breakfast, because my stepdad, Randy, bought a bunch of tickets to pancake breakfast. And Mom and Randy got tired of waiting for the old lady. They figured she went back to bed, because that's what it had looked like to all outside observers. She went, I'm going to go get my clothes, and then she locked her door and didn't come back out, and normally with that she goes back to bed. She passed. That was not the best day. Yeah, and that's the other thing. When you go through an old lady's room and you find that many razor blades, it's a little concerning. It's a lot concerning. And I know there's that many razor blades because I helped go through the first chunk of the room and we found a lot of razor blades. And also just coins and hat pins. And apparently we got all the coins, but Red found more hat pins. Which is... it's surreal, the stuff she would keep. And, like... yeah. Being born in the Depression era must have sucked. Because she kept everything. I think she kept the hat pins because she liked to poke Randy with them. It's one of her happy memories. Oh, by the way, we burnt so much sage in that house. We're convinced she was going to haunt us. Yeah, I'm surprised those didn't burn her flesh. Those crucifixes she kept carrying around. There we go. So we're done with Oath of the Gatewatch. I know I said we would stop with Oath, but the next two sets are itty-bitty. So we're going to do two small itty-bitty sets before we move on to Monster Monpiece. Though I do need to be careful, because I need to get some stuff done for the day job today as well. I guess I could do it tomorrow, but probably be for the best if I did it today. I am confused. I planned on it. But why? Like, I agree with you, but I'm wondering what brought this upon. This, I need to get my mom a birthday gift and a Mother's Day gift. Again, fully in agreement. Just wondering where you're coming from. But my dad didn't get a ticket to Universal from me. My sister paid for that. That was from my sister. And my mom got a ticket to Universal for her birthday. Now, yes, for Father's Day, my dad did get a ticket to a Roger Waters concert, admittedly. I would like to point out, I paid the same amount of money for both my parents. My sister did not. So don't go blaming me for what my sister is doing wrong. Because that is a... No, I think she is very much misremembering that. Because Michelle paid for that for Dad. Not me.
Good morning, everybody.
Michaela's finally up. I think she's very much misremembering that. Or she is counting the fact that she helped us with the move against her birthday present, which is weird. And also, my sister's a brat. I'm not going to deny that.
She is.
I say at risk of her boyfriend being in the chat because he follows us. But he's dating her, so he should know. Yeah, no. Mom is misremembering. Because she does that when she gets mad. I did not buy Dad a ticket to Universal. I purchased it for my sister, who paid me back. Because I got it cheaper than she did. I bought my mom's ticket, which my sister did not pitch in on. On top of that, my mom did not just get a card from me. She got a whole day with me, and lunch, and a big donut. So... Oh, did I miss these?
Yes, you did.
Son of a bitch. Well, now I don't know where these go compared to the other ones. I'm gonna guess they go back here. Before dual deck Zendikar.
Yes.
Ah, son of a... Alright. Well, I was only going for that one because it was small. So I'll do this one because it's small.
Magic Origins is not small.
No, but I guess I gotta do it because I missed Magic Origins. Alright. This was Modern Masters?
Yep.
Yeah, no. No. Mom's ranting, but she is wrong in her rant at who she is aiming this at. So that is not on me. What? You're giggling.
I am on Pinterest.
Okay, I thought you were giggling at me.
No, somebody has separated the United States
Yes.
into the four nations of Avatar,
Oh, I've seen that. And then Texas is just Texas.
and Texas is just Texas.
Yeah.
And then people ask, well, what is a
I
Texas bender?
I wasn't thinking anything about Golems of Amgarak. I know it's about you get shale. That's the important part to me. All I was thinking was, it reminded me of... It was reminding me that, hey, I wanted to do that Dragon Age thing. maybe they don't deserve a slow clap. Maybe they deserve things to go bad. I don't know. Oh. No, I have not played that one. I don't even know if I have that one. I thought that that was the one where you got shale. Which Dragon Age is that one in? Is that in the first one, or the third one, or... Which one? Is that I don't know. They did. I thought they just had the one with Shale and the one with Awakening. I never paid that much attention. Mostly because I kept dying in, like, the third area. Because, I don't know, I just suck at anything involving dragons or aging, apparently. Wait, why would the Darkspawn Chronicles make you hate yourself? Like, that I don't know. That sounds like fun. Let's play Bad Guys. Okay. You're the bad guys. It would make sense you would want to kill the dog. I'm assuming at the end of Darkspawn Chronicles... I'm assuming in the Darkspawn Chronicles you still die at the end of it because you're Darkspawn. And, like, does it give you some interesting insights into the Darkspawn's minds? Oh. I don't know, all the people you love being dead might be a win for some people. But yeah, that is kind of messed up, I suppose. Huh. That might not be fun. Might not be fun to make you kill everyone you love. If there's no insight to why. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, I think in the future having a series of just Red playing through Dragon Age should be fun. I might be wrong. It might be a terrible idea, but I think it'll be fun. Flesh Golem, okay. Yeah, those happen. That's a thing. Probably gross looking, though. Speaking of Flesh Golems, there's a new YouTube Red series coming out that I kind of want to watch. It's called Do You Want to See a Dead Body? And it is just a dude. It's a scripted comedy pretending to be a day in the life of movie stars. Where the idea is that this one comedian who has all these comedian friends, and the other comedians are playing themselves, which is really cool. Saying things like, hey, it's that this one comedian's his one talent is not comedy, it's finding dead bodies. And so it's the misadventures of these comedians trying to go find a dead body in LA.
Do you want to find dead bodies?
Yeah, basically. Like, after the stream, I'm going to show Michaela the trailer just to see what she says. Because it looks like it'd be fun. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun, honestly. Not to find a dead body, but to watch, do you want to find a dead body? Because it looks like it's 100% my kind of show. Which is kind of messed up when I say it out loud. Getting your hair cut on Halloween, okay. Hopefully they don't decide that's when you get your trick-or-treating and they go with trick. That would suck. That'd be the worst. That's up to you. I don't think getting designs shaved into your head is very professional. That might not go over well with job interviews. Throwing that out there. Like, knowing the stage at which we are at, which is not enough tips in the tip jar, I don't think shaving things into the side of our heads is a good idea. Personal opinion. God, I hate the Magic Origins art for Macabre Waltz. You're gonna see it, you're gonna see why I hate it. Because it's like, why? Why is this the art? Why isn't it the cool art from later? Because that art that they get in, it was either original Innistrad or Shadows over Innistrad, but the Innistrad art is so much better. Like, you look and go like, yeah, you know what? This is a Macabre Waltz, but I don't feel grossed out. Well, you heard it. We hit, tell you what, if we can hit, and this is never going to happen, or at least not anytime soon, if we can hit 500 subs on Twitch in a month, just normal the normal $4.99 subs, Red will shave a snake into the side of their head. Yep. If you want to see it, that's what we gotta hit. Or if you want to see Red shaving things into the side of their head, just keep tipping us until we hit enough. Now the equivalent of that would be 1 million views on YouTube, which is very difficult to get. Or, what would be the other one? I guess I'd be getting like 100 more patrons on Patreon. Something. Yes, please make it happen. Make the thing happen. We get 50 more subs. We will stream Red getting their head shaved. And design shaved into the head. The hair, not into Red's flesh. That would be bad. I don't know if you could put the word punk ass before old person. Like, personally, I think there's, that doesn't work. Ah, there we go. Is Origins a core set? It is. Great. There we go. Oh god, the chia seeds have bonded to anything and everything. Now I have to, like, suck the shake out of the bottle. It's horrible. Why am I not just eating cereal like a normal person? Ugh. Okay, now that I've made disgusting mistakes. Ugh. You're feeling precocious this morning. I can tell. Seared frosted, which I own frosted mini wheats. They are on top of my fridge. Why am I not just having those? Right, because I know that this is the healthier option. To an extent. Like most things that are healthy, my mouth feels dry. I desperately need water. We gotta finish these. Unless a certain Michaela in the room wants to go get me some water. She is engorged in Pinterest.
It's funny!
We will never get her back now.
Nope.
I'll go put up a tombstone barrier. Leave just a hole for the Wi-Fi to get through.
Not that bad.
Your cat's running around and being a weirdo. Yep. That makes sense. Your cat is a cat. Yeah, you mentioned that in the Discord the other day. So Red's been mentioning how the Hobbit actors and the Castlevania actors, there's some overlap, and they are apparently attractive people. I have not seen Castlevania yet. I don't care for it. I have too much other stuff to do. Hey P2P, see you hanging out there in our chat. I don't know why they hired Scottish actors to play vaguely Transylvanian people. Probably the same reason they hired a Scottish guy to play a Spanish guy from Egypt. Because Scottish people sound foreign enough.
What?
What do you mean?
I heard Spanish from Egypt.
Yeah, that's Highlander. I heard a Scottish guy, namely Sean Connery, to play a Spanish guy who was really from Egypt, but had lived in Spain for a while.
Yeah, no.
And so Red's asking why do they hire Scottish people to be Transylvanians? Because Scottish is foreign enough. For the same reason why they keep putting, or they don't keep doing it, but in old movies, they would put armadillos and Jerusalem crickets in horror movies because they are ungodly monsters. They're ungodly monsters that nobody wants to deal with. Oh, also, you're going to see we have a shit ton of the ugly macabre dances and the unholy hungers. That's because in the box, since there was Magic Origins in there, there's a bunch of those. And we're taking them away from the kids, basically. Macabre dance, because the art is, in my opinion, too graphic for 11 and 12-year-olds. And Unholy Hunger because we're already having a hard enough time with parents letting their kids play a game called Magic. And we don't need some uppity parent coming in saying, how dare you give a game that uses unholy things in it. I hate this art. That art right there. Of Macabre Waltz. It is the worst art. I do not like it. Oh yeah, the reason some of these are Magic Origins already that we didn't put in as Magic Origins is because we have some promo cards that the system just cannot read. So they got lumped in with Magic Origins, and they have notes on them. What are you giggling at now?
A group of 5 gentlemen who are on a large series of moving platforms, I guess they are.
Okay.
And they're all doing different ballet poses.
Oh my god, you said moving platforms. Now I want Mario. Mario Odyssey came out today, and I have no money. Like I am. If it was any further from the end of the month than it is now, I would be in full-on begging bowl mode. Yeah. I realize some of it's my own damn fault, and nobody needs to make up for my own mistakes. But yeah, not feeling great because of that. Things kind of suck in that department. And I have friends who are at that point. So I feel like I'm not allowed to complain. Red's just going to keep listing off sexy voices in chat. Are you listening to the Under the Covers Volume 2 songs, Red? Because that sounds like you are. Specifically, Rocket Man, I think, is the one most up your alley at the moment. And if anything, that should be part of your goal for why we get so successful. Because they too are successful. And then we get to be near successful people. And not just these unsuccessful people we've been surrounding ourselves with. That's actually not fair. I'm just of the mentality that my current day job is some people's success, it is not mine. And everyone keeps saying, but you'll be so good at it. And I'm starting to agree with them. And I hate it. I hate the fact I am starting to agree with them. How dare they try to convince me to stay a teacher against my own happiness because the children need it. Ugh. It's the worst. I read there's a new Friday Nights, by the way. All about Winston drafting. Which, I kind of want to try a Winston draft now. See, this thing, I accept I'm a good teacher. I'm angry at all these people who keep telling me I should stay a good teacher. Because mind you, and this is pissing me off, and I'm probably going to say way too much detail and get fired on Monday for this, but I don't care. I'm tired of other people at work saying that my group of kids are freaking feral, which they kind of are. But still.
They're your kids, and only you get to call them feral.
Right! I guess the principal, because they're kind of his too. But I'm also tired of hearing a bunch of them say, well, we should just kick them all out of school and try again next year, or just keep, like, the 10 who are great and like screw the rest of them and send them off to the secondary school, which is basically prison. It is a prison by any other name. And it's like, no, there's one student who might do better over there because he can get the one-on-one help he needs. And I'm trying my best with him too. But you know what? These little schmucks came into my room, some of them unable to read, higher than kindergarten level. Some of them unable to... We're at the point where when I started, 3 of them knew how to read an analog clock, which is a second grade skill, and I'm working with 6th and 7th graders. So, give you a scale there. And now I have 2 left who can't do it. They know how to read that dang clock. It took us a while, but damn it if they didn't learn how to read a goddamn clock. Then, we have the... Red, I know very well the whole about you need a day job to pay for the dream job. This is the dream job. I'm doing it right this moment. It's just now I'm doing the day job to make sure that this doesn't die. But, yeah, no, these kids, they need help. I may not be the best one to help them, but I'm the only one they got.
You know what I think is hilarious?
What?
When these kids graduate to the next grade,
Yep.
there's going to be all of these teachers who are going to be trying to pawn them off to other schools, and all you get to do is sit back, glare at those teachers, and say, wuss.
Fucking pussies. Saying you can't handle these kids. How dare you.
Although I do have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to come up to you next year and say, oh my gosh, Mr. Black, how on earth did you deal with these kids?
My typical answer is vodka. Because they ask me that now. But no, I actually, in that box of stuff I need to grade, I was given a book I've been wanting to get by the 7th grade English teacher, who has been helping me a lot, because she is one of the only ones who's not trying to get rid of them. Because, and I think this is where both of us are coming from, to an extent, both of us were the kids that teachers were trying to get rid of, except for different reasons. When you're in a gate class, and you're constantly getting picked on, or when your math teacher is just unable to explain a goddamn thing in a way that you can understand it, you kind of get ignored. And it sucks. I'm trying my best to make sure I don't ignore anybody. If it makes you feel better, my mom's student came by her table at the family movie night thing her school was doing that I helped out at. This is Red, I'm reading from the chat. And she asked them why they didn't show up to class or if they did their homework. And one, dressed up as a bunny waiter, what? Was like, no, but look at this medal I won at a volleyball game that my team lost. Look at my participation trophy, I guess. Oh, Lord. Are we at Shadows?
Yes, we are.
That's where I was cutting off. We're not doing Shadows today. Fuck Shadows.
Oh, poor Shadows over in
We will do it later. But as it is, here's the sets we have left to sort. Shadows over Innistrad, which is our biggest set besides...
Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation.
Kaladesh is our biggest, honey.
Oh, Kaladesh?
Kaladesh is over 500 cards.
Okay.
But no, so we have Shadows over Innistrad. Sexy Bunny, got it. Alright. I don't feel comfortable saying that about a student. At least not a student who's not in college. Wait, no. Go back a step. I should have ended the sentence earlier. Fuck. Alright. We have Shadows over Innistrad, which is our biggest stack left remaining. Eternal Masters, which is very tiny. Eldritch Moon, which is pretty decent sized. Conspiracy Take the Crown, which is about the size of a limited deck. Same with Nissa versus Ob Nixilis, which I only have one of those, so that'll go fast. Mind and Might, which was my first set of cards I bought since Mercadian Masks. Commander 2016, which is a huge goddamn stack. I think I think we actually own most of the cards for 3 of the starter decks for Commander. Oh god.
And there's a little more Kaladesh, there's a little more Amonkhet, some more Hour of Devastation,
Yeah,
and Exile.
Kaladesh is at least 500 cards. Aether Revolt's a pretty decent size. Welcome 17's itty bitty. Amonkhet's a big stack. Hour of Dev is not. Hour of Devastation's
Pretty small.
Because we never bought a fat pack for that one.
Well, we need to get more cards in.
True. Though we did buy a box of it. Actually, let me double check the cards that are left from the boxes. I think this is mostly Hour of Devastation here.
Well,
It's mostly Amonkhet.
Well, I want to open something.
Well, I want to do a Winston draft with you later.
Okay.
And then we have a nice stack of Ixalan. And then we will be done with sorting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets left. And we will be done. You go enjoy your saucy fanfiction. I'm going to be playing a new card game in about a half hour because I need to go take care of something. So we'll be back at about 11:30. We have a new card game, Monster Monpiece, which it's a card game and a JRPG. So if you like Pokemon, if you like Monster Musume, and if you like Hearthstone, this has something for you.
This is the game for you.
If you hate all those things, then don't come back for that one. Wait for like Fortnite or Overwatch or a Winston draft. Okay, we'll see you all later. Once I find the button to shut this off. Because I've been streaming for 3 hours sorting cards, my god.
Bye, everybody.
Whoa, if you like this, make sure you follow and subscribe and all those things.